Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day out there. I know I am. Every day for me is so wonderful and great. It's not. It's not. The Mindjackers are not letting me talk today, folks. We gotta shut this one down right now. So I'm in constant conversations with the Mindjackers. They only like tough cowboys on their trusty steeds. They don't like wimps like me sitting in their room, suffering away every day. Don't like that. Oh well, so we made a little mistakeys. Let's see if I can flip this around. Yeah, there's a field, folks. The field effect, I call it the field effect. Where there's many things going on, many things. They can't say whatever I want to say, darling. I like to say things, but they won't let me do it, darling. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Can we talk about enlightenment? They said, yeah, Steve. Come on, yeah. They're draining me down. They are draining me down. Wait, what not doing? Come on. Why won't they let me do this? We do not like these videos. Don't like it. They say it's meant for me. Like all this correction is meant for me. And I think I'm going to go around and correct everyone. But you can't do it. It's impossible to correct people. If you've ever been on the internet, ever been on forums, everyone else is right, I'm wrong. So they know better than me. Even though Mr. Mindjacker up there says I could beat everyone in a debate, but I don't want to debate people. I just want to get the truth out there. So there's a guy walking here. So hope you're having a great day, sir.
You too. How you doing? You doing?
Oh, well,
All you do is stay dry.
yeah, keep living another day, I guess. That would be... God bless. Well, there's a church up here. Let's see if I can... There's a church, folks. That's where the people hang out, right there. Yeah. Okay. They're saying don't talk. What? This is so confusing. Like, I think they're going to have a concert there later. So I might go to that. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? They're from South Africa. So how do I work on my South African accent? We got to figure it out. We got to figure out how to work on that. But David Faraday taught me a lot of things on the golf course. He taught me how to hit a 5-iron about 230 yards. When he's out there golfing with Tiger Woods, they talked a lot about chipping, putting, hitting with their left hand, doing other things like that. But, he's got a small little accent, and that's what he talks like. So, or he doesn't, or he just talks wherever he wants. Peace Christ, they said they love justice over there. I told them I'm getting railed in the justice system. They might as well just name it the injustice system. Might as well name it that, because you ain't winning there. They give me the talk about whatever you want. So on the scale, the consciousness scale, see, it's all a belief system. Phenomenon is happening. Try to explain that. The Enlightenment, it was, if I try to say it, they will just correct me. So try to explain it. But I say there's a phenomenon that makes muscles strong. But it's not just that. They can make you move too. So they said they make my arm move, hands move, take over my voice, do some other things like that. I mean, because it's like, I guess I just wanted to see the spectrum of all the different things that could happen. And there's still things I haven't, I haven't been able, well, I've seen them happen. Like I've seen fires light. I've been able to not read minds, but, get the numbers. I mean, with kinesiology, I would just, this, you're thinking of blue, you're thinking of green. They just gave me a little bit of energy there. They were chopping it down. But now they're giving me energy back. See, that's weird. Oh, wow. People have no clue what's going on in my life at all. Wow. Now they're tapping. Because I'll say, like, where are we going? And they'll say, we're not going anywhere. You are. Take responsibility. Take some responsibility for where you're going. Who cares? They say, who cares? They said, we're going to try to get you thrown out of places. Like, don't do that. Not by doing anything bad. Seeing if I can be nice to people and get thrown out backwards. Hello. Have a good day. Yeah, I don't get thrown out for saying bad things, doing bad. I thought it was special. I thought it was fully enlightened. Fully enlightened, darling. That's God was speaking to me. And I said, you're wonderful. Told me that. Can I talk about that? Okay. On this scale, and I talk about with the mind, about how, like, everyone can experience peace in their life. You don't have to be... Everyone can experience peace. So, you don't have to be special to experience it. But they think, on this conscious thing, they think 600 is reserved for nobody, basically. A tiny, tiny few people on the planet. Everyone can experience peace. You don't have to be special. That's why people meditate. I thought these Buddhist monks, they must be at 600 on that scale at peace. Nope, not on their belief system. There's a lot of nuance there. It's not a bad belief system or anything, but that's one thing they taught me, because I said, what's the correct belief system? And they said, there is none, but you got to believe something. I mean, there's beliefs that I go, I don't know if you want to tell, because people say there's no free will. I go, just say please and thank you. Don't say, you only helped me because you didn't have free will. I wouldn't do that to people. That's one thing they taught me, said, there's no karma, but people don't like it, so it's better to be nice. Be better if everyone is just nice to each other, respect each other. I say we have a Bill of Rights. I've heard people say that, it's Constitution, Bill of Rights are just a piece of paper, unless they follow them. And they don't follow them, folks. Not down in Duluth. Not found, because I hadn't seen a woman in 12 years. And the judge says, has anything happened in 5 years? This is a restraining order for harassment. I said, I haven't seen her 12. Have a good walk. I haven't seen her in 12 years. And she wrote a bunch of crimes they supposedly committed. Very bad crimes that can put people away for a long time to get a restraining order. And I go, that's kind of backwards. But they won't charge her. I believe if that was out in front of the public, that's why I believe things should be public. If you want someone to see, you should be able to show it to people. What's going on in that courtroom. I don't think the public would agree with it. That's why it's behind closed doors, and there's nowhere to turn. This is what I believe, is that if you're suffering, you need help, there should be places to get help, and not just be told, there's lots of resources, you go find it. I don't like that. Or pretending it's all a mental illness. I go, sometimes you're in pain. And that's the thing about filing down someone's teeth. It's not, you don't even notice it until you take the gauze out. They have a gauze in your mouth. You don't even notice it until you take the gauze out. Try to chew, try to talk. Then you're like, oh, terrible. But that was the second time. The first time, I just had to get up out of the chair and stop, walk out. My dad just kept filing. And he denied it all. Family denied it all. Everyone denied it. And they lied to put me in a mental ward. So I see people want it both ways. They want to say, you're totally fine, you're totally healthy, but you're also mentally, you're delusional and you're completely out of touch with reality and you're committing all these crimes, but just be normal. Yeah, that doesn't fly with me. I think that's absurd. Yeah. Yeah, this one lady, they said, don't do it, folks. Yeah, if someone calls me delusional, I go, it's not a personal opinion. If someone's delusional, it's not one person's personal. They can think it, say it, but it has to be clear and evident. Not a one person opinion. Because I would say it's delusional to think Joe Biden's mentally fit for office. That's a delusion that apparently a lot of people are under. All right. We're out for a walkie-talkie. Walkie-talkie, folks. The Mindjackers do not like it. We do not like you, Steve. They tell me, Steve, you better do something for yourself because no one's going to do it for you. That's what they say. Yeah. I say I'm wrong about a lot of things because I think that if you're nice to people, that should be good enough. But it's not. Just being a nice person is not good enough in this world because unfortunately it's stacked against nice people, good people. It shouldn't be. I say out in the public, like being nice is good, but then when you have government, telling the truth in the government, they say everything that you say can be used against you, not to help you. So everyone you ever talk to, every police, every judge, every lawyer, everyone, they only want to use it against you. They don't want to help you. And they will lie if they have to. But they'll just take it out of context. Like my cousin Vinny, where they're reading it back and they said, he said to me, I shot the clerk. Yeah, see, it's context. He was in shock and disbelief. So that's what they do. They have to take everything out of context because they have to justify their position. And if I was severely mentally ill and a psychopath, like my brother says, so he should be yelling and swearing at me and telling me to F off. I said, that's not how you treat people that are mentally ill and a psychopath. You don't just sit there and yell at them. He's the one. I say it's like the people accusing me of being mentally ill and all this thing. I said, why don't you go to therapy? Why don't you get in there and get a mental exam? Why don't you do that? Let's check you out. But they won't do it because they said they're totally fine. I go, yeah, I don't think so. Get in there. But they won't. None of my family will do that. None of the people harming me will do that. They won't go to therapy. They won't talk about their problems. I've done it, and guess what I get accused of? Being resistant to treatment. I go, look, I'm resistant to bad treatment and harm. But I recommend people go into therapy. Talk about their problems. It's hard to do that. I mean, so some people just need to journal. They just need to get it out. Yeah. And that's kind of doing this here because I really don't have anyone to talk to. People don't get that. I don't have friends, family. I don't have, because my life was wrecked. And what happens is you just, over time, you lose things. Things just go away. They continue on with their life. That's what I say. I said, their lives just continue on. I just sit in a room, suffer, and wait for help. And if I try to do anything, I get punished or they make it worse. That's what people don't get. But I say, why don't you harm someone else, file their teeth down, and see how they react? Because they say, look how bad he acts. And I said, well, you can only endure it for so long. Sit there for so long. Have everyone deny it for so long before you can't take it anymore. That's just how it works. Yeah, I just wish I was having a life like everyone else. But I say God, you could say the spirit, mind, whatever, change me. I was on my hands and knees begging God. This is one thing they said. Dr. Hawkins, on that conscious board, they say, no one can be enlightened. Only this guy. But he taught explicitly anyone could become enlightened. Anyone. And it was guaranteed if you're part of his belief system. You're a student of his. But if you tell people in that thing, they said no one can be enlightened. Even though he said it was guaranteed and anyone could do it. But I say, I didn't do it. I just begged God and they answered. So they're not thinkers over there. Yeah, they just like to say negative things. They can't win in a debate with me either. Because they can say, no one can claim to be enlightened. I go, but they can tell a story of what happened and how I've been changed, how I can cope. I could be dead right now. I could easily be dead. Could have just said, I was sitting in a room suffering for years, just sitting there suffering. Pain, misery, infections. God had to do stuff. I wish everyone got to have that experience. But when I talk to the voice, the mind jackers, they say, no one's controlling it. So it's not like you can just hand it out. Not like you go, here you go, here's your enlightenment. We can't do that. Doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way, darling. We can't just change people. There's all this phenomenon that I said that happens in reality. You know, like people will just gain an ability. They get hurt, injured, and all of a sudden they have abilities. How does that work? Doesn't make any sense. We're not animals down here, darling. We're spiritual beings. I don't know what we are. Could be spiritual. They tell me it's a belief. That's what they tell me. But if I ask them who they are, they say nothing. Nobody. It's just reality. Believe or not believe. I think I'll always believe. Yes, I'm not an atheist. I'm not a Christian. I'm not any. Can't put a. Nobody knows what my beliefs are. Nobody can put a label on it. So they usually just try to dismiss it. I say it's the liar, lunatic, or Lord theory. You know, with the. They're not correcting me right now. Yeah. Was Jesus a liar? But that's making a lot of assumptions. But let's just say someone says something. Are they lying about it? Are they mentally unfit? Are they delusional? Or are they telling the truth, regardless of how absurd it is? If I said I'm the son of God, they told me I was the adopted son of God in the Enlightenment. And I was crying. I was sad because I was like, I just wanted to be loved. And they know that. I said, the greater mind just knows. They just know. They know your thoughts. They know your beliefs. But it's a greater, I call it a greater mind. It's not a person, place, thing. And no one's in charge of it. So that's because if I say, who's doing that? They say, nobody. You know, who's moving my bed? Who's, spirit phenomenon or whatever. It's like, nobody's doing it. It's just happening. But it's absurd to say it doesn't happen. All this stuff happens. It's just people believe one way or the other. I believe in the Holy Spirit and the Holy Ghost. And I will go down to the deepest parts of hell. You hear me? Deepest parts of hell. We will bring them out. Yeah, so if you look at any belief, you can sit there and pick it apart. But it's like people got to do what they want in life. They got to live a good life. That's what I say. It's not do as thou wilt. I say do things that are smart and intelligent and help people. That's what I say. See, there's all these and don't preach stuff like help people and then go, well, can you help me? And they said, no, get out of my church. That's it. See, that's the thing. It makes me a little upset with people that say one thing and other, and because it's like, who am I upset with? I'm upset with people that should be helping me. Like if a judge doesn't uphold the law, I'm going to be upset with him. If someone, a dentist files down my teeth, I'm going to be upset with them. See, because they should be doing one thing. I expect something. So, yeah. So I guess lower your standards. Think that everyone is a dumb dude head who can't even put two things together, and they got to break every law in the book, and like that's what I think of the government. I don't think they follow any laws. I think they just do what they want, and then people have to sue them or they have to do something to kind of fight back. Because I go over this in my mind, with the voice. about all these incidents where they said, yeah, they just violated your rights right there. They just violated. And anyone can just say, there's a guy out there with a weapon or something. And then the police will show up and they just pull guns on you. And if you make the wrong move, they could just shoot you right down. Not doing anything wrong. Yeah. That's just one of the instances. Or illegal search and seizures of your vehicle. They just can make anything up or get something wrong. And they'll never apologize. Yeah. Government does. Yeah, we're at 20 minutes here. So, what we're going to do is say thank you, everyone, for listening to me complain on the internet. All right, you win the award. Goodbye, people.